Welcome everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Super Bowl kicked off.
Right. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. Hey JP. Hey Will. Dan X. Something in my throat. Hey communicators. Welcome everybody. Alright. I think we're just about to get started here. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. See, we're gonna get JP to join us as well. And of course, we're gonna go over some of the regular updates as we normally do in the beginning here. We'll cover any questions that anybody has. And then we'll probably start talking to JP, or not JP, sorry, PJ, got him backwards, PJ about his results and success that he's had with Tradelab using his strategies, which I believe are called TAC bots. Right? So we're going to take a look at those. And yeah, so let's hop into my demo account here. And we'll start taking a look at the different updates that we've done. So to start off with, hey everybody, welcome PJ and everybody else. Does anybody have any questions to start off with? Anything pressing? Anything that you guys want to make sure I go over while we continue on? Wonderful. Okay. Alright, well, it looks like Stone accidentally joined the wrong channel. Let me bring him up. Hey, Stone. Nope. He ended up in the other channel. Okay. Let me make sure my audio is working properly. It's not. 1 second. There we go. Alright. Can somebody say something? Just so I can make sure I can hear. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Alright, I think I can hear. I think everybody can hear me. So I think we're good to go. So nobody has any questions to get us started? Going once, going twice. Alright, great. So I'm going to hop in with some of the things that we've been working on, and then we're going to kick off into more of a workshop with the owner of TACBots, PJ. He's going to cover some of what he's been doing with Tradelab using his strategies and some of the success that he's had. So to start off with, though, we're going to talk about the updates that have happened to Tradelab, some of the bigger updates that have been going on have to do with the stability of Bitget and a couple things with trying to get orders. So we've been focusing on making changes there, and besides that, there was a change to the pricing. So I'm making a change. It's not out yet, but I'm making a change to pricing mode that is going to allow us to change the way that we're selecting prices. So right now we have pricing mode down here, and it's last price. And you can change this. However, if you hover over this, it'll tell you that this only applies to triggering orders, placing and triggering your orders when you have a certain exchange. So this only applies to certain exchange. Some exchanges actually ignore this option. And so that's something that I'm sort of applying more effort to here. So this actually applies only right now to the trigger orders, your TPSL orders, and that sort of stuff, and how these things are triggered. So if you're triggering off of last price, or if you're triggering off of mark price, but it doesn't necessarily it doesn't apply to the prices that we select for when we're actually placing an order. We always use last price when we're placing an order, and then you can modify that with your limit offset. We've now changed this so that you can change it to mark price or index price, and that will get applied to the price that you're grabbing. And from there, that's actually not live yet. That's on testnet, but I will be pushing that live probably within the next 24 hours. And that way it's going to apply to all the orders that you place, right? So that's on testnet right now, and I think that that's going to make some difference for some people. There's some exchanges that the last price seems to not be what it should be in all cases, and so by using mark price or something like that, you may get better entries or better exits. Right? So that's what we're going to apply there, and then we also have let's see, what else was there. I believe the main stuff is going to be on testnet. So there's been some several fixes for both copy trading and how we're tracking P&L and TPSL P&L across different positions, specifically actually DCAs, and how we're tracking DCA orders. So I had to handle a couple of things over there on the testnet, and we're testing those. Those aren't quite out yet. I'm working towards a big release here, so I should say that we're testing on testnet, trying to get copy trading finished up, trying to get the a couple things that we've seen with P&L and some other stuff fixed. There's been several other P&L fixes that have gone here and there, and I've just stopped mentioning them because they're small and working. But once in a while, we'll run across something that requires a little bit more, deeper changes in order to make work. And so I've sort of been collecting all those deeper changes in this big update, and we're going to be pushing that. So if you have seen some issues that you've reported to me with P&L, and you're like, hey, it's still happening, I've actually, I have paid attention, and I do probably have a fix for it on the testnet. We're just still waiting to verify everything. So, so there's that. Working towards a release. I won't put a date on it just quite yet. Wanted to honestly already be finished, but that's always the case, ain't it? So I'm working with the testers on the testnet, and it'll be ready when it's ready, right? And we want to keep everything stable. So that's where we're at there. Let me check the front end real quick. I think I'm forgetting something here. Yeah, so we did get some changes to the profit calculation down here fixed. There was some issues with test alerts, and we fixed issues with sending test alerts and making sure that we get the right information showing up here, right? And so I've also looked into all sorts of copying issues. We actually are testing an issue right now that fixes the copying issue, where if you copy a strategy and it has global variables, it might make multiple of that global variable. That's being fixed, or that has been fixed, and we're just verifying and testing that now. Right, so lots of little bug fixes while I continue to work on the back end, on the testnet rather, to do like the copy trading and stuff. So normally I have more things to show you guys, but this time, that's what we're working on, getting things on ready for the bigger release in the background. All right, so that's where we're at today. I don't think that there's any other pressing updates. We do have, last time I mentioned we had some things in the pipeline as far as, I don't know exactly what I mentioned last time, but as far as potential, big announcements that are good for the company and for users and stuff. The last time that we had that, we announced the Bitget partnership, right? I think is what I said last time. So we are still working on those things, and actually they've doubled now. So things have just gotten better since last week, right? And we're so we'll see how those things go. And as as they continue, we'll sort of talk more about them and what we can confirm. But very happy about that, and I want to shout out to our scrappy little marketing team that we have. And that's a few people. I don't know if I want to name names or not. I don't see why not, but I don't know if they're going to mind. But there's a few people that have been helping us, and I really, really appreciate it. And we've gotten in contact with a couple different people, and had connections that we haven't had before. So that's really, really helped. And we're just seeing a lot of growth on that end. We're seeing quite a few more people come in, and we're also seeing more stickiness. So there is a lot of people who will come in and will bounce off for one reason or another, and I've been working on that, and we're seeing a little bit more stickiness starting to build. We're seeing a little bit more stickiness on some of our newer videos on YouTube, and building those, and so we're sort of building on that front, and all's good there. So that's probably the end of the updates, the majority of the updates here. I want to break into questions about those updates or about anything else that you guys have. We do still have quite a few things coming, so I know some people are waiting on let's just run down the list real quick, roadmap wise. Some people are waiting on grouping of strategies. Not grouping of strategies, those are folders, we got those. Grouping of variables and grouping of lines. That is something that is being worked on. It is not in the testnet yet. I'm trying to wrap up the testnet, and then we'll start testing that next part as well. So we got that. Also, people are looking for Forex and stock market trading. We do have the ability to connect to Pine Connector. So if you have a Pine Connector subscription, reach out to me, and we can get that going for you through our plugin system. If you know of any other way to send trades to MetaTrader or something like that and want to use that, we can probably do it, because we can hit any API, right? So if you got some sort of script you want to run or anything like that, reach out to me and we can figure that out for you. Okay. So there's a couple other things in the pipeline that I think people have been looking for. if you want to bring any of those up and remind me, let me know. But I have, a couple of them that I can't quite remember, but I have been working on. Haven't forgotten anybody. It's not. Yeah, I don't think I have. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up to questions. Is there anybody who has any questions? Anything we want to talk about before we get into PJ's TACBots?
Hey Jake, how are you?
Hey, doing all right. How are you, communicators?
Yeah, I'm fine. I have one suggestion regarding the alert history. When we go to the alert history and try to find some alerts, so uh, yeah, yeah, if we have a lot of alerts here, for example, we click some of alert and go back and check wants to check the next alert. We have to come back and find the next one alert at the. So if you can put some navigator there, so we can move to next alert or back alert. It could be very fine.
Okay, yeah, that's a great suggestion. That's a great suggestion. I think we can definitely put next and back buttons on this page, and I've also had it as a ticket on my side for a while that I want to. I believe I have all the data at this point, at the list point, and so I should be able to hover over this and have a popover of the actual, or maybe I put it in a separate column, right? But like a preview, and you hover over this preview, and it actually shows you like what the raw alert was, right? So if you're searching for an alert, you don't have to go and click on one and come back and forth or go next. You can sort of search for it on the list mode via this, right? So I think I've had that for a while and in my mind, and I think I'll go ahead and do both of those things. I'm going to go ahead and add that to our feature suggestion channel. So if anybody's unfamiliar with this, always feel free to bring them up here in the AMAs and we can talk about them together. But you can also add them here, and we're going to say next and previous buttons for alerts plus better list preview. All right. All right. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Anything else? Anybody?
Yeah, I will send you import the code of my strategy. So I cannot find some error there. But can you please check this and guide me what where I was making mistakes?
Yeah, sure. If you can send that over, I'll take a look at it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Wonderful. Well, I think that is going to conclude this portion. And at this point, I think we'll introduce PJ, who just left. I think he's getting ready to share his screen. So I'll stall for just a second. He's probably got to get some permission checked. But we're going to talk to PJ. PJ is actually the owner of TACBots, and he's somebody who's had quite a lot of success with TradeLab. If you have ever checked out the Wins channel, I'd say about, I don't know, a good 70% of the posts in here are all from PJ. He gives us updates at least a couple times a week, sometimes daily, about how things are going, the different trades that he's had that are profitable, And yeah, so he trades on a couple different exchanges, and he's had pretty good results with his strategies. And he's actually somebody who, I think provides his strategies via his community. And so I wanted to give him a platform here to talk about what he offers to people, because I don't think that it's been talked about too much. I think he's a very humble guy, and he doesn't come in here and advertise himself and everything. But he's sitting over here in wins, just, showing how things are going. And I know there's a lot of people who come in here and are looking for, a good strategy system. So I wanted to give him some time to introduce himself and to, just go over what he offers. So, hey, what's up, PJ? Are we ready yet? I can see your screen. I'm not sure that I can hear you quite yet.
See your screen.
Yep. Yeah, so
But now,
yeah, there we go. Awesome.
perfect. All right. Huge thank you for having me, PJ from TechBots. We are a signal provider, indicator. We've been doing this for about 2 years now. Small team of four. We started option trading and building indicators for options trading for ourselves, and people asked us about it, so we started to build on it and make it more public. And then from there, we got a Discord. From the Discord, people started using it for crypto. From crypto, switched to forex. So our signals pretty much work for all type of markets. It's not just crypto based, but our strategy from a botting perspective is very easy to use because everything is based on alerts. So you don't have to use the data window or anything in that nature. It's mainly just setting up the alerts. So TechBots, the name TechBots. So originally we started to go down the path of building our own botting platform, and literally everything that we had, well, about 70% of the things that we had on our pitch deck is literally TradeLab. I discovered you guys through YouTube, and I've been hooked ever since. I absolutely love the platform. So huge kudos to Maz and Jakes. I love it. I'm a former programmer, but I don't enjoy programming. So having the easy GUI is pretty easy to use for me. So TechBot. So if you are watching my screen right now, everything is color matching because it's really for non-traders who want to trade. So light purple would be light downtrend, dark purple, strong downtrend, light blue, l- light uptrend, dark blue, strong uptrend. And our signal is mainly, well, it's mostly volume and momentum focus. Again, we started option trading. So as day traders, we used to mainly use the 3, 5, and 15 minutes for scalping options. So originally, TechBots was designed for options. Then we find out that it worked better on crypto, and everything is reactive. So as the market is moving, it's making live decision with you. So you can create your own strategy from it, or you use it as confirmation. It's designed more to be a an assistant pretty much on the way you trade. But we have people that have great success with it. So small volume, large volume, can go in both directions, long and short. It detect momentums and trends. Um, and on the settings menu, you can modify it to see whatever you want to see. Um, Scenario zero is pretty much the volume candle leaving the tag lines with like 20 to 50% volumes, and scenario one is pretty much the candle leaving the tech lines with a lot of volumes. So that's pretty much this example right here on the screens. Um, all you have to do from your end, from a botting perspective, is just set up the alerts. And we also have scenario 69. Yes, the name is childish, and we are childish. So scenario 69 is pretty much scenario one on three different time frames. So if the same signal happened to show up on three different time frames, that's where you will see scenario 69 get painted. It is very rare when it happens, but when it do happen, it's pretty a significant move. What you guys are seeing right now on my screen is Bitcoin 15-minute charts. I just picked something random, but from a TradeLab perspective, you can literally go on here and just create the alerts that you want based on volume, momentum, in and out. So I'll do a quick demo on how I use it and how I've been finding success. Me personally, I'm not trying to catch every top, every bottom. So my TPs are pretty shallow. I know I'm leaving money on the table by doing it that way, but I'm not trying to make big gains. Just something small and consistent. Especially the way that the market been moving lately, it is very hard to have a set it and forget it type of prop. So on that note, let me show you guys how I use TradeLab. So we have the original TechBot indicator, but the more bottable version is the SC1 TechBot indicator. Let me show you guys how it works real quick. So the way I use it with TradeLab is pretty simple. So I would just go to my strategy, add a new strategy, go to see all templates. You use the advanced buy and sell templates because literally all I need is the alert functions since the indicators do all the heavy lifting for me. So from here, let's see, let's do just give me a random ticker. Don't matter which one, just any crypto. We can do it live. If not, I'll just stick with Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin it is. All right. All right, so
do AVAX.
AVAX, sure.
Thank you.
Let's do AVAX. You can use whatever chart you like. Me personally, I like to use Binance chart, even though I'm trading on Bybit, Phemex, or whatever it is. It's just Binance charts have better volume, in my opinion. But they're just from using it. So let's do AVAX. So AVAX.
I should butt in here and say that I normally wouldn't recommend that from my perspective, but if from somebody who's been having success, perhaps I'm wrong. You know, I know
Yeah,
that every exchange is its own isolated market, and although they of course go off of the same blockchain networks
correct.
and they have arbitration between them, they sometimes are very close, but of course they are their own markets, and so. But you have success doing that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, all my success is well, majority of my success is through Binance. It worked for me. I try other exchanges chart, but my highest success was with Binance, so I just stick with it. Um, so AVAX, do you have any favorite time frame on AVAX? Okay. Let's build a stopper bot. Um, let's do 5 minutes and see what happens. And we are building our own microservice to get out of TradingView because TradingView is TradingView. Um, and It can be tied via TradeLab, via webhook or API. So let's do AVAX, 5 minutes. So we we are mainly a signal provider, not really a botting platform. So prior to stumbling across TradeLab, the SC1 indicator is designed for off exchange take profit, had the name TPSL. So in the TPSL, you have the long and short entries. However many take profits you want to set up, then the two check mark on the right is move to profit, move your stop loss to profit, and of course you can set up your stop loss, and those are chart percentage move, not your broker gain or move, whatever it is. And from there you can detect which exit you want to use, fade, momentum out, trend out. I like to use fade and momentum out, and also this section right here, that will be the exit signal is combined into one alerts. So the TPs, it will be one alert per TPs. The entries, one alert per entries. Then the exit, that can be combined into those four right here can be combined into one, long or short, depending on your preference. And of course, you have more options to set it however you want. The goal is to make it as customizable as you want to fit your trading style. So AVAX, like if I change the take profit, you will see the line change on the screen. So for example, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it will automatically realign the line so you can visually see it. I'm a very visual person. That's why I like TradeLab so much. It just worked for me. So AVAX. So we'll go to alerts. We'll do a long entry. I like to do once per bar close because our signal is designed for day traders. So if you are day trading, if SC1 is about to happen, it will flash just to let you know that it is about to happen. But the signal won't stay on the screen until that candle close. So just from a safety point of view, I like to do once per bar close. And my naming convention is the time frame I'm looking at and the ticker I'm using, and then whatever signal I use to get in. So that's what I use for a naming convention. It's just easier for me to track. And then from here, we'll switch over to TradeLab, go to alerts, copy the webhook. I always make sure my name match because it's easier for me to keep track of. Same thing, the webhook URL, and at this point, it's pretty much rinse and repeat. We can do the same thing for short. Just go back to the indicator, switch the long entry to short entry, and rinse and repeat at this point. Let me copy the name. So because the indicator literally does all the heavy lifting for you, so it's pretty much just setting up the alerts. Any questions? Anything I should cover? So I don't really, I know I'm not using, I'm only using maybe 10-15% of what TradeLab can do. But our indicator is mainly alert based. But soon our microservice will be tied to it. Let me show you why. So actually, hold on, let me see. Let me turn everything else off. And you can literally pick and choose what you see on the screens, so you don't have to see all the entries and exit. But AVAX. So the main thing that our Signal offer is something called tag lines. Hence the name tag bots. So the tag lines, it's like a support and resistance type of zones. Based on market manipulation. It I don't know if anyone in here do price action trading, but that's pretty much a good comparison to the tag lines. So whenever the structure break above or below the tag lines, that's why we'll paint the SC1 or for long, long and short. So what we are doing is we are building a microservice that store all those tag lines, and if it let me pull up, let me go back to Bitcoin real quick. I know that there's a whole bunch of tag lines on Bitcoin. 1 second. All right. So as you can see, like whenever that ticker tests the tag lines, it either break above or below it. So we are building a database to store all those tag lines, which could fit into TradeLab, and the bot will know which price level to take a trade. For example, if it is too close next to that tag line right here, the bot should know not to take a trade. Just wait. If it is X% below or above it to enter that trade. That is literally our indicator on a general level. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. But that's pretty much all I use to trade with TradeLab. It's just alerts, and I feed it to TradeLab, and they handle my TPs for me. Literally, I'll get up and see I'm in the trade, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's cool." It's mostly set it and forget it for me. And I do use multiple exchanges. I use Bybit, Phemex, Bitget, and something else. But yeah, I know a lot of people DM me and ask uh, about publishing my settings to the community version. I'm working on it. I just want to make sure that um, I have the TP set up correctly before I do so. Because my TPs are 25% for TP1, take 50% of the table, and then at 50% close the trade.
And
But that's it for
that's
me.
25 and 50% profit, right? Margin.
Correct. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And I used to use high leverage, but I found the most success between with 10x leverage and 25x leverage.
Gotcha. Okay, so I wanted to bring up a couple things. First off, great job. I think that's a great little intro. I do want to go back to setting it up in TradeLab real quick.
Sure.
If you start from scratch, how would someone connect this? It looks like you're using the advanced buy.
Yeah. I
So
just use
let's.
the advanced buy sell template.
Okay.
Literally. There's nothing fancy that I do. I went deep down the rabbit hole and created variables for, for the tag lines and store them and call them later. But now I literally just use the advanced buy and sell templates because that give me the four alerts that I need. The one for long entry, one for short entry, one for long exit, and one for short exit. And the indicators does the rest two alerts.
Great, great. And so yeah, that's I wanted to point that out because I noticed that as well. So there is no TACBots template out there for people to go grab. We can make one. We can copy that, right? And we can just give it TACBots if we need to.
I'm definitely open to it.
Okay. Yeah. And so that way we'll have the TACBots logo out there. It'll just be just a copy of this, but at least people know where to go. Who may not have seen this video and eventually want to grab TACBots. So now tell us how we can get it, where we can get it. Do you have a website?
We do have a website. It is techbots.com, or anyone that's in here right now that's interested, just ping me. I'll give you guys a free month access, no debit card or whatever it is. Just pick, ping me. Y'all can try it. I'm always open to feedbacks. So I'll give you guys access to the SC1 TPSL, which is the most valuable version, and the regular TechBots indicator. But I'll post the website on the chat.
Wonderful.
I just don't like talking about it because I respect people, communities, and stuff. So I'm just here just to hang out and chill.
Oh, that's good. That's good though. Yeah, but what was that? TACBots.com?
Yes, it is.
TACBots, and that's with a Z.
It is with a Z. Yes,
Yeah.
actually, we've been doing this for 4 years through bootstrapping and stuff. We just secured funding and was able to hire our developer full time. So the microservice should be up by next month, hopefully. And the microservice will pretty much store all the tag lines for you guys. So same thing, it will just to create alerts in TradeLab and pass that information over.
And what he's really saying there, guys, is that you won't need a TradingView subscription to send alerts from TradingView.
No, you will not, because TagBots will be tied to TradeLab via a webhook or API, and you really just point it to the ticker that you want to trade, and it does everything else for you, like the long and short.
All right, wonderful. And I do have the TACBots website pulled up, and the pricing. If anyone's interested, it's on my screen. Looks like $20, $30, and $50, and that depends on which indicators you get, and all the different features that they come with. Looks like there's also an annual subscription as well with a discount.
Yeah, like we literally just started charging, and it's mainly to keep the lights on and expand. But for the past 2 years, it's been free, but I still want to help people. So if you guys want access and want to try it first, just ping me. I'll give you access.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, so that's PJ on Discord. You can find him in our Discord, the TradeLab Discord. For anybody else watching this, you can go to Tradelab.AI. At the top, we have a Discord link. That'll bring you to our Discord. And then you can find PJ. He's actually a highly ranked member in TradeLab. And you should be able to find him. Also, what I'll do is I will put in the announcements here.
And a common questions that we always get is what's the backtesting results? I don't believe in backtesting. I'm more of a live trader type of thing. So literally all of our signals, we test them with actual money in the market. So over the past 2 years, large donations have been made to the market, but backtesting like testnet paper trading is good in a perfect environment, but we all know that the market react differently when you actually have live position open. So I don't really do backtesting data, but if that's what you are into, perfectly respectable. But I'm a day trader. I do option, forex, and stocks. Um, and I prefer to just live test.
Gotcha. Wonderful. So that's perfect. I think we got all the information we need. I did put a um, announcement with PJ's contact there that you guys can go ping to go easily find him. And yeah. So does anybody got any questions? Open it up to questions for PJ.
Like we have some people that are using the momentum out as entries. Like if it's two or three momentum out, which is designed to tell you that the that whichever direction that the stock is going in, it's about to reverse. And we have people that's using it as entries that are doing really well. I never thought about it that way, but it's you can be as creative as you want and build those alerts to feed to work in your favors pretty much.
Yeah. Absolutely. Have you looked into using any plugins or gotten any more creative? Well, with your, I know, first of all, you mentioned that you needed to start charging to keep the lights on. If you're going to start doing microservices and all of that, I can see why, right? I'm in the same boat. I know how expensive that stuff is,
Yeah,
right? And so good for you on that, and I hope it goes well. The microservice stuff is very exciting, and I think for people who already had like a TradingView subscription and stuff like that, they can still use TradingView to view stuff, but they don't have to
absolutely.
necessarily
Correct.
get
Yeah.
the subscription, and then you can do a lot of the alerting for them if that's what they were going to use the subscription for TradingView
All
for.
right. Yeah. The goal is to get off TradingView. TradingView was really good to start, but like the complex math, it's actually terrible. And our indicators is mostly math based. So that's why sometimes it takes time to load. It's just TradingView is was a good start, but it's time to move away.
Yeah, and I think that that's, you know, I'm not. I'm not ready to put my money where my mouth is because it's going to take me a little bit of time to get there. But I think that that's the general consensus with us as well, and in general is that I'm working on the TA lib stuff, which I haven't. I don't think I've mentioned in just a little bit. I've been focused on trying to get that copy trading and everything out, and TA lib is right behind it, ready for testing. So I have stuff ready, but I need to sort of get a clean slate that I'm confident in to sort of start testing on that stuff. Okay, so just about ready there. Just kind of got a gunked up pipeline, but that's sort of the whole point. Going back to getting off of TradingView, we're sort of doing that so that we can have our own data, so that we don't have to always rely on alerts, although we still will. And then by the end of the year, I'd really like to have a backtesting system, starting to grow. And we've seen many things wrong with the way that TradingView does backtesting, and so I think that that's something that we can improve on. But of course, as PJ is saying, was saying, and as I've said many times in public, backtesting is always going to be optimistic. It's fundamentally optimistic. I mean, just by if I want to place an order at $100, if it's a limit, it may not get filled immediately, but backtesting says it got filled right then. Okay, and if it's a market, backtesting is going to say, oh, well, it was filled at 100, but who knows what price it was filled at, right? So, and that's just one example of many issues with backtesting. But
Yeah. And I don't know if anyone noticed, TradingView Premium increased the alerts, so it went from 400 to 800,
Oh, nice. I didn't
which
notice
is
that.
awesome for us that's botting and need those alert space.
Awesome. Well, it looks like, yeah, Miles is here. Did you have anything to say, Miles? How's it going?
Nope, nope.
Okay. All right.
I've just been super swamped for the past 2 weeks, but it is on my to-do list to start playing with the Forex portion of it. So what's my result?
Yeah, the Pine Connector stuff, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get that going, and I believe Basti's in the same position as well. We'll get Pine Connector going. Alright, well, I'm going to check all of the chat here, make sure I haven't missed anything. Attack bots, yep. Okay. Alright, good. So I'm getting some traction there. I'm going to check the YouTube chat real quick. We're clear over there. No, it looks like we have a low bit rate. I don't know about that. I'll have to check that for next time. But it does look like we've reached an equilibrium here, unless there's any questions. I believe that's what we wanted to show everybody. Thank you so much, PJ, for your time and the introduction. I think that was great information. And, you know, once again, he's been the guy posting consistent wins, you know, and people ask me, you know, what's a strategy? What can we use a strategy? And I'm like, go look at the wins channel and see who's winning. And it's always PJ, right? So I wanted to, I wanted to give this time. So thank you so much, PJ.
Yours, thank you for having me, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, other than that, meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming, and I'll hang out for a little bit in case there's anybody shy that wants to, you know, ask something later. But I am gonna turn off the stream. So thanks everybody for watching. Subscribe for more updates. We do this every week. You can join us on Discord. Thanks everybody for coming, and see you next time. Bye.